Good morning students. Today I am going to give you an explanation for nervous system. In this chapter we will learn about different parts of the nervous system, the importance of the sense organ and its explanation, and the ways by which we can take care of our sense organs. So now I will give you and start with a small introduction for the nervous system. Nervous system has three parts: the brain, the spinal cord and the nerves. And our body is connected with the network of nerves. A brain receives a message and sends it to other parts of these nerves. Then brain can control every part because of the nerves. Now comes a small introduction for the brain. Brain is the most important organ in our body. So the function of a brain is to receive messages from different parts of the body and then processing them and then sending instructions to different parts through nerves. It is like a computer in CPU. It is like a computer in which CPU is a brain. It receives a message and sends instruction to the monitor. Human brain consists of three parts: cerebrum, cerebellum and medulla. Cerebrum is the upper part of the brain. It is the largest part of the brain. It looks like a walnut which is covered with deep ridges and grooves. It controls the working of our sense organs. It also controls our basic intelligence. Now comes the cerebellum. It is located below the cerebrum. It is much smaller as compared to cerebrum. It controls the action of the muscles and makes them work together. It also helps us to balance our body. If it does not function well, our body posture get affected and the movement becomes jerky. Now comes the medulla. It is a stem-shaped structure which connects the brain to the spinal cord. It controls the involuntary actions of the body such as heartbeat, breathing and blood circulation. It is active even when we are asleep. So our brain needs continuous supply of blood and oxygen for functioning. So we faint if our heart is not able to pump sufficient blood to the brain. So the right half of the brain controls the left side of the body. Similarly, the left half of the brain controls the right side of the body. Thus, our body gets affected if one side of the brain is damaged. We must need enough sleep to rest our brain. Now comes the spinal cord. Spinal cord extends from the medulla to almost the lower end of our backbone. Spinal cord is made up of nerves and all information between the brain and the rest of the body is transferred because of the spinal cord. It is protected by the vertebral column. Nerves form a network inside our body. So most nerves originate from the spinal cord. It also controls a reflex action in which brain is not involved. Now comes the third one is nerves. Nerves are a thread-like structure which carry messages between the brain and other parts of the body. So nerves originate from the brain and then connect with the spinal cord. These nerves exit the spinal cord in branches and then join with the rest part of the nerves of the body. So nerves are made up of nerve cells called neurons, and these nerves are of three types: sensory nerves, motor nerves and mixed nerves. Sensory nerves are those nerves which brings messages from the sense organs to the brain or to the spinal cord. After the interpretation of messages by the brain, we are able to see, hear, smell, taste or feel. Now comes the motor nerves. These nerves carry messages from the brain or the spinal cord to the muscles, and these messages are responsible for the efficient functioning of our muscles and glands. Now comes the mixed nerves. These nerves perform both the above functions, which are carrying messages to the brain and carrying orders from the brain to other parts of the body. Now comes the reflex action. Those actions which are not controlled by our brain is called reflex action. For example, if you accidentally touch a hot object, we pull our hand back immediately. These actions are controlled by the spinal cords. How it works? In this case, the sensory nerves pass a message to the spinal cord. When we touch a hot object, then the spinal cord then sends back some message to the hand through the motor nerve to withdraw it immediately. So reflex action are controlled by the spinal cord. So this action happens so fast that we do not even realize it. So watering mouth is an example of reflex action.